So we all know that television shows are a great way to learn English. Television shows are a great way to practice your English. But I've never given you specific television shows that you should watch. So in this English lesson, I'm going to give you 5 different television shows that you can watch to learn English and to practice your English. So the first show that I think you should watch is called The Amazing Race. It is a reality TV show. That means it takes place kind of in real life. And the reason I like this show is because the people who are in The Amazing Race, the competitors in The Amazing Race, have to do a series of challenges. And those challenges are often in real world situations. So sometimes they have to go to a store and buy something. Sometimes they need to go to a certain place in a town and do a certain task. And while they're doing it, they have to talk to each other. So you get a lot of really good, authentic English conversation when you watch The Amazing Race. Because it's a competition, you also learn some words and phrases for cheering people on when they're doing certain things. So The Amazing Race is a great show. In fact, if you want, there's even The Amazing Race Canada, where they have an amazing race across our own country and other parts of the world. One of the other reasons I do like The Amazing Race is because they do go to other countries. I think that The Amazing Race is an amazing show because they travel the world and you get to have a small glimpse of what it's like in other countries. So that's the first one, The Amazing Race. Great show. My kids love it, by the way. The second show that I think you should watch is Survivor. Now, in the show Survivor, people are on an island and they can't get off. And every week someone gets kicked off the island. So it's also a reality TV show. And it's a very interesting show because oftentimes you'll hear people fighting. You'll hear a lot of arguments on Survivor. People do things in the show that annoy other people. And so you end up with these great, authentic English conversations or arguments where people are kind of verbally fighting with each other. So it's a great show for that reason. It's also a great show for the same reason The Amazing Race is, because you'll see a number of competitions and you'll hear people, cheering each other on, cheering on their team. It's also a great show to learn English because when people get kicked off the show, sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but when people get kicked off the show, they show a lot of their emotions. So it's a great show to see how people respond emotionally to things that are exciting and to things that are disappointing. So that's the second show, Survivor, great show. The third show that I think you should watch is an older show, and it's called Friends. It's a show about 3 ladies that live together and 3 men that live across the hall. Actually, 2 live across the hall. 1 lives somewhere else. And it's just a good look at what conversations between people look like in an American city. It is a bit of an older show, so it might not be exactly current. But what I like the best about that show is the characters are very relatable. You get to know the characters on the show really well, and you start to have, a character who's your favorite, a character who annoys you. But it's very, very entertaining. It's good to watch television shows as you're learning English that you want to watch. And I found a long time ago, when I watched Friends, it was just highly entertaining for me. It was a great show for me to watch as a native English speaker, and I think you would really, really enjoy watching it. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. I'm not sure if it will be on Netflix in your country, But Friends is a really, really good show. I'm not going to tell you who my favorite character is on the show, but what I will tell you is that he is a Canadian in real life. So that's a little clue for you. So that's the third show I think you should watch, a show called Friends. The fourth show that I think you should watch, and this one is great for building your vocabulary. It's called Jeopardy, and it is a game show. So on the show Jeopardy, there are 3 contestants, and they have to try and guess the answers to the questions that the host asks. Actually, they try to guess the question to the answer that the host asks. But Jeopardy is a great show for building your vocabulary. You do have to realize, though, it's a pretty difficult show to watch for someone learning English, but it certainly is a great show because it will help you build your vocabulary. And because it is a competition, because it is a game show, there are categories. So the categories for the questions or for the answers help you to start to think about what the answer could be in advance. So it's very, very cool in that sense that there will be a category on movies. So you already can start to think about movies as the show begins. And then the last thing that's cool about it is Alex Trebek is Canadian. Notice I really like shows that have Canadians on them. And by the way, all the shows that I have mentioned so far are actually American shows. Because I live so close to the American border, it's only about 45 minutes away. When I was growing up, and even now, a lot of the television that I watch is from America. So that was 4. Number 4 was Jeopardy. And then here's the last one. If you can find the English broadcast of a show, of the sport that you like to watch, you should do that. For me, when I was learning French, it was awesome to be able to watch hockey in French. If you watch football, if you watch American football, if you watch, maybe you watch rugby, and maybe you watch cricket, if you can change the language on that show to be in your, from your own language to English, that will really, really benefit you. One of the biggest benefits is that you already know the sport really well. So because you already know the sport, it's easier for your brain to understand what's going on, and you'll learn a lot of new words and vocabulary really, really quickly. So watch your favorite sport in English. Maybe you like some sort of auto racing. Maybe you're a Formula 1 fan. I highly recommend you start watching Formula 1 in English. So anyways, Bob the Canadian here. That was 5 different television shows that I think you should watch. I think they will help you a lot to learn English. And I think that if you are new here, you should subscribe. Maybe give me a thumbs up. And I appreciate that you were watching. And I hope that this video helped you learn just a little bit more English. And I'll see you in the next video.